Sweet Sunday morning, the Lord stills a song, my morning dress I love. Pretty face remembered eyes, light and tender on this heart, dark rendered. Lonesome can sleep, this house can sleep, monsters sigh and weep. Hello guys, welcome to the Sweet Sunday Morning podcast for all things books, poetry, fashion and topical issues. So to start us off, we'll be doing a poetry recital that touches on gender-based violence, considering that in Kenya we have had cases of femicide. Yes, so the poetry piece is in Swahili, and it's titled Halima ana mimba. Halima ana mimba, alopachikwa na simba, yaani Bwana Kamau atokaye Timau. Kitumbua chake kaingia mchanga, ilhali Kamau shujaa. Malaika wa miaka 12 sasa kafanywa ibilisi. Jibaba la miongo 4 kapewa pongezi na sherehe tele. Halima ana mimba, Halima ana mimba, lakini si ni mtoto bana. Eti mtoto, juzi karibu kumpokonya Bi Machozi mzee. Ni haki kweli? Ndo maanake kaitwa dunia. Hata wewe usipochunga, utajipata huna bwana. Tena wajua wako vile ni kifagio. Hata juzi, eti, hebu nieleze. Halima atoka shuleni, kama ukamwita faragani. Kafunzwa heshima kwa wakubwa, hata asimfanyie masihara. Kaelekezwa chumbani, kama ukamshika na kumnajisi. Usaidizi wa masomo, ukawa ni mambo kutumbukia nyongo. Jibaba la miongo 4, kapewa pongezi na sherehe tele. Lakini, sifahamu ilitokea vipi. We nawe acha utani. Wajua wasichana wa siku hizi walivi. Nasikia alimkonyezea jicho na kisha ikawa ni uroda kila siku. Hivyo tuseme alikuwa ameacha maadili mema ya dini? Huko kwenda msikitini ni unafiki tu. Nafikiri mimba hii ni mtego wa kumnasa Bwana Kamau. Bi Kamau apate mke mwenza. Halima kafanyiwa unyama ila asimjue wa kumkimbilia. Halima mwili darasani, Halima akili na mawazo mafichoni. Halima kawa sana mpole, wasema ni dalili za kubalehe. Malaika wa miaka 12, sasa kafanywa ibilisi. Kitumbo chake kimefura, ukoli wa mambo utalipuka. Sikujua mtoto hasa wa kike ana haki. Ndiyo, hata naona miaka 10 waliomfunga Bwana Kamau haitoshi. Awezaje kumnajisi mtoto mdogo namna hiyo? Kisha eti kuna sheria za kulinda haki za watoto. Laiti tungalijua hayo, tungeweza kumsaidia Halima zaidi. Kumbe kuwa msichana na kisha mwanamke ni zaidi ya kuzaa na kulea, na kumwelimisha mwanamke ni kuelimisha jamii. Mtoto ni alindwe, apendwe na apewe bora lishe, hata kuvaa vyema na kutengewa wasaa wa kucheza. Apate elimu bora, azungumze na kusikizwa. Na ikiwa ni wa kike mwana, kamwe asipashwe tohara. Na akiwa angali mbichi, apewe nafasi ya uongozi. So that Swahili piece addresses violence against women and girls, whereby this girl Halima was defiled. and the law took its course, and now there was community sensitization and people know better. Yeah, and they are calling for tougher penalties because they felt the years that Bwana Kamau was jailed was not enough for the offenses committed. Next, we move to the piece from my collection of short stories from this wonderful book, A Funeral Dress for Nyasuguta, that was launched here at CC Hub. Yeah, so A Funeral Dress for Nyasuguta by yours truly, St. Mark. So the story that I have chosen for this piece is called A Comedian Prepares. So I'll do a book recital, or rather a book reading. The comedian prepares. You are strolling mechanically on Facebook, the mind elsewhere, rent, food, electricity. For it is end month, and your irregular job as a house painter was more irregular this last couple of months. There on Facebook, an ad about comedy Gold Club. Your interest piqued, you read some more. Comedy Gold Club, for the inquisitive mind. Has your girlfriend or wife told you lately that you are funny? Join us this Friday and find out. My girlfriend said that I was a joke before we broke up. She had bought my ambitions to be a successful industrialist. But when the same wasn't realized 3 years down the line, she swept the house clean and ran off. Recently, I heard that she was spotted in Malindi, very pregnant and a white man in tow. She was that ambitious. Later in the evening, I'm in the house, indulging in some binge watching that will extend to the whole of the weekend, for it is a Thursday. Dave Chappelle, Christ on the Rock, Charlie Chaplin muted comedy, Mr. Rose Coco, Trevor Noah, a few local acts. For diversity, you know. Monday morning, alone in the house, in the shared compound that houses 10 units, a one-bedroom affair, a couple of self-contained bed-sitters, the rest being double rooms and single rooms. I am marooned in one of the single rooms. My dreams of being an illustrious industrialist, regularly consulted by the President of the Republic, in tatters. I take a biro pen, Chivon Enterprises. The notebook is branded to Usawa, a community of equity. The stationery gotten from the various workshops, expos, and conferences I have recently attended. Some had allowances, most didn't. The grand entrance. I imagine staggering onto the stage when my name is called, else a bouncy hip-hop waltz to the front. Or picture this, a vigorous shaking of hips in a leotard, some spicy awilo, lingala rhythm that gets the audience worked up. Le grande entrancia, my Spanish grand entrance. In the end, I settle for the usual suspect. Disabled leg dragged on the floor. Then, just as I get on stage, miraculously straightened up, the legend. Or the variant, the one-legged, bullet in the leg, entrance. Other ideas for the Le Grande Entranciero. I am consumed as a werewolf, howling to the crowd. Ahoo, ahoo! Ahoo, ahoo! As I get on stage. Else, white tribal markings on the face, a hide as clothing, spear, shield, and three-legged stool. A jiggy, jiggy, jiggy. A jugu, jugu, jugu. as I do a dance macabre to the front for the culture. Perhaps I should stick to something vintage. This is it, Millie Jackson. It's all so confusing, the comedy routine for the newbie. The posture. Perhaps I should adopt a posture for my grand entrance. In my mind, Charlie Harper's Walk This Way. Presumably, the Hunchback of Notre Dame recast in 2.5 Men. Most likely, a younger audience wouldn't have seen it before. Confession time. Being Charlie Harper netted me many girlfriends. Then, I used to drive Mercedes-Benzes on Sunday afternoons. This as my friend Jamhuri used to work in a car dealership and will bring them to their neighborhood for a test drive. Totally finagled them ladies into my unpredictable love life. Finagle. I like the sound of the word. What a lot of Kenyan employees and politicians in positions of power do. Finagle into jobs and offices they absolutely have nail qualifications and competencies for. Showbiz, it all is. Who is more macho? Funny what having balls, great brassy balls, can accomplish in one's life. Act 1. Eating a banana, a small banana, with a penknife, or perhaps I should do so with a plastic knife, like those issued about airlines so that you don't hijack the plane. They should also ban silver nail polish aboard too. Else, some ingenious dude by the name, you said it, applies the polish to the plastic knife. Boom, down goes the skyscraper. How come comedians are allowed to say the most outrageous things and get away with it? First though, the name, Comedy George. George sounds like a safe name, a regal name, a proper masculine name. King George II, III, VIII, etc. Hi everyone, I am George, Comedy George. Or maybe I should try Philip. Good evening, I'm Philip. Philip with the comedy. Nada. William. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am William. You can call me Bill, Uncle Bill. I'm not a politician, but I promise to make you laugh. That, or in 6 months' time, I'll be, Jaden, Gaylord, no, can do. No American made-up names for me. Always have some vibe to it that is a bit not leaning towards Christianity. We are a strong Christian nation, and I harbor political ambitions into the future. Click. Light bulb moment. Christian, biblical names are their things. Nebs, comedian Nebs. You know, Nebuchadnezzar. Could even have a grass-eating trope too. Daniel, a fire joke. Or is it Abedi, short form for Abednego? Should have taken my Sunday school lessons with the seriousness they deserved. Hosea, Jeremiah, Habakkuk, Habs. So much promise in biblical names. And now that we are into religion, how about Farouk? Seems gangster Islam. Or Isa. The fellow who did talk at birth, but whom the other side blasphemes as the son of Allah. Boom! Down goes another's building. Muhammad, more, give us more. The audience, when the routine is on fire, as I imagine when I'm doing my comedy in the shower. I tear off a page from the charity notebook, tear the page into bits and write the names onto the bits. Leave the choice of my stage name to chance. Paper, I say. Then pause. Remove my plastic knife, now silver, and peel the banana, small in size and stature to the middle. Cut a bit of it and direct it to the mouth. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Comedy George. My motto, always go hard, go empire, or go home. Remember, soft names create soft people who create hard times. God save the king. You can also call me Farouk, I begin. Pointing to a couple in the front row. Always a bad idea. Sitting there as will always be picked on. The man has a serious mien about him. Probably a banker or in the financial sector. Hi, sir. What do you think is the most important invention by man? Fire, he replies. Safely, I conclude that his is a case of impersonation, a total finagle of opportunity. The wheel, a lady shouts from the back, could have been a high-pitched dude screeching. She is almost to the point of inebriation, so I rule her out of order. The computer, someone in the middle row volunteers. On further probe, the guy works as a software developer. He also has some machiners to him, rotund chicks, like some giant baby panda. All right, iPhone owners and Strathmore and Alliance alumni, we see you. Further interrogation proves that the geeks on an iPhone went to Strathmore and then to Texas for university. He's also half-blind. Paper, the first guy says, the serious one. He really works in the financial sector and has me reconciled out. I take my sweet time before replying, taking a second bite into my small banana with my silver plastic knife. Totally a menacing Farouk. You are right, sir. Paper, for it tells our stories and has been the curse of commerce and warfare occasioned by ideology. Most importantly, it has abetted the greatest ripoff in history. That is religion. Wouldn't have spread that fast and that far without paper. A nervous chuckle from the audience. In conclusion, I say, that's why I religiously read my horoscope in the daily every day. Today I'm gonna be luck, is the verdict. More chuckles. Still feeling like a menacing Farouk of a cop, I continue with my interrogation. What's the single most important success factor in business or life? Hard work? Intellect? Dimples, if you're a man running for political office? The audience are split 50-50. Half for hard work, diligent workers, we see you. Half for intelligence. Again, iPhone owners and Alliance guys, we see you. The ladies affirm that there is some truth to the dimples theory. When I am rich enough, I will get dimple surgery. Luck, I say, mamas of disapproval. Your intelligent brother, he works hard, starts a small business, which grows into a big business over the years. The villagers urge him to run for political office. He emerges the governor. Then, cancer happens. Else, a seemingly outright political assassination. Accident, perhaps. The villagers come to your home. Can you replace your brother as our able governor? Your dimples glow. Oh, the beauty of Kenyan politics. A member of the audience raises their hand in the twilight-like setting of the room. It's hard to see what they identify as. The voice is a rich baritone, but again, she could be an inveterate chain smoker. Why raise a hand? This is a comedy show. I volunteer. I have an ask. Asthmatic voice says. Why not raise a leg then? I ask. Good folks, we give some body organs too much credit. More so, the head and the heart. Baloney, I say. Maybe she is. Maybe he is kind-elbowed, the gentleman who regularly donates his football jerseys to the children's orphanage down the road whenever his team loses. The hand quietly goes down. The MC for the day walks up to me on stage and whispers. 3 of the comedians who are to perform after me are a no-show. Probably got an invite to a paid show at the last moment, parallel to this. Is all right. God is seeing them. Still, I have to fill in their spot. Oh boy. I also lose my train of thought, thinking about a possible paid-up event that might have solved my rent dilemma, hence resolving to poetry. How many of you hated poetry in high school? All the hands, including from those who attended Alliance and Strathmore, go up. Too much credit to the hands, ladies and gentlemen. Raucous laughter as someone attempts to lift up their legs and their pants rip in the middle, revealing nothing underneath. Said person, whose pronoun is unclear in the dark, runs to the washroom. I know, bloody, More laughter from the crowd. The wind chimes and darkness falls. Daughter of Eve, the evening star. Delilah, she is a delight. Jezebel, jeez, she kills tonight. Nice poetry, the raspy voice. Thanks and pay up. How many of you go to church? I continue. Nearly a third of the hands go up. More laughter as the person whose pants ripped apart is just getting back into the room. Could be a dude dressed as a lady in the thick darkness that gives ambience to the setting. But we are not judging. To the Christians, I say, then pause. I choose me, for he has chosen me. Boldly I act, for he strengthens me. Blessed I am, for his favor is upon me. I eat, drink, and make merry to my fill. He has ordered me so. The evening star he sends to point the way when I am dark. The sun to glow and grow, the rain to nourish my soul. His child I am, eternal. A standing ovation, during which I think of this ode that was to be said by the lady in an unperformed drama, where a rich electricity baron was phoning on a university lady from a humble privilege, etc., etc. That's the recital above. I also think of how people think Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah is a gospel tune, rather than a love worship song, etc., etc. Eternal damnation, all you lot, I shout to the assemblage. More laughter. Eternal damnation, I thunder again. Anyway, I used to go to church when I was young, every Sunday without fail. Oh boy. Crazy the amount of Sunday afternoon recreation activity in the bedroom I used to get after church. Some mornings, the present worship team leader will come in sick, just so that we could indulge in heavenly morning glory, then lunch fellowship. Thunderous applause from the gathered sinners as I look to the heavens, ready to dodge a bolt of lightning should one be sent my way. Perhaps I also need to look over my shoulders, for I have my back towards Mount Kenya, Mrima people. I ate the rest of the banana with my silver plastic knife, save for a small piece still attached to the peelings, as I wait for the room to quieten. Once this is achieved, I approach the financial sector gentleman and hand him the same. Here, sir, is your salary. After taxes, of course. The whole house goes ballistic at this. A minute later, I resume my presentation. Thanks, Mike. As a comedian, the microphone troubles me. How do I hold it? I then proceed to hold it in different odd angles, including making a tie of it on my neck. Interlude. Now, in a solemn voice, I was told not to drop the mic today. It's a free show, and they can't afford to buy another one should this spoil. I can't afford either, rent area and things. How many of you are prostitutes? Guffaws from the crowd. No hand up either. Ladies, how many of you are married? Some of the hands go up. Guys, if your wife makes more money than you, then you are married to her. Nervous laughter from the menfolk. Da 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 da. Let's leave this joke. I might not be funny, might get me sued. So you can read the rest of that from my book, Cathedral Dress for Nyasuguta, for Nyasuguta. Nyasuguta. It's available at the Nuria online bookstore. And perhaps maybe I should do another capice just to convince you why you should get this book of bananas and oranges, now that we are into the political season. An excerpt of bananas and oranges. A referendum is coming up in the next few days, and politicians are having a field day as they use, misuse, abuse, but never refuse taxpayers' hard-earned money. The referendum, a hullabaloo actually, as one politician puts it, is about the clamor for a new constitution. History is about to repeat itself, so we are told, as this so-called clamor for a new constitution started about a decade ago. Those were the days of Sabasaba and Bilimbili when I was a tiny kid and could not understand what all the fuss was about. As such, the history of this monster called Katiba, as told by me, may or may not be true. Still, I am going to be a politician someday, and so it does not matter. When I was a tiny kid, some people were burning tires on roads and throwing stones at motor vehicles. Some say they wanted a new Katiba, while others say that they wanted a section of the old document repealed. Doing so, they argued, will translate this our country from an autocratic state to a democratic republic. A quick look at a political dictionary shows that the word democracy comes from two words. Demo, to demonstrate. For example, demotive. Cratic, to rule. This is to say that were clown to become a democracy, then it will be a country of demonstrations rule. When the doctors wanted a pay hike, they will take to the streets. When teachers wanted a big salary, they too will demonstrate. Solidarity forever. When students wanted to skip mock exams, they will break classrooms and dorms, windows, torch a building two for effect. So here we have a possible scenario taking place after a few roads have been boiled off their tar. Clown's headmaster. Bwana DM, what's wrong with the people? Discipline master or DM? It's this thing called Sabasaba and Mbilimbili, sir. Clown's headmaster. What about Sabasaba and Mbilimbili? Discipline master. It's inciting people to incite other people, sir. Clown's headmaster, with all patience gone. Who are you? I'm Mr. Maporomoko, sir, the discipline master. You fool, I mean, what are you? You nincompoop. The discipline minister, sir. Well then, you know what to do. Sir, yes, sir. And the discipline master is summarily dismissed. So, Mr. Maporomoko, alas the DM, goes and gathers his disciplinary people. They set up a task force to look into this Sabasaba and Mbilimbili thing. It's rumored that this Sabasaba and Mbilimbili thing is originating from a particular troublesome clique. This clique is to be uprooted, and so we have widespread unrest in such dorms as the Menengai and Longonot houses. Yeah, so this book, you can get it at the Nuria online bookstore. Yeah, anyway, as we come to the end of the first episode, I'd like to know what you think about it, what we can discuss, how we can have fun, whether you think I'm mad and maybe I need to be referred to the Mathare Mental Institute, or whether it's being broke that's making me say these things, or perhaps the price of petrol. Yeah, and lastly, there are some friends that I need to stop associating with, like my friend Jimo. Recently we were talking, maybe it was the things he had ingested, things that the government classifies as unlawful and illicit, that were making him think what he was thinking and say that to me. For instance, he was telling me whether I had thought about the recruitment process that Jesus did when he was selecting his board of disciples, BOD. The first thing that he said was maybe Jesus first considered his needs that will enable him to scale up exponentially. So the first recruit, Peter. What did Peter do? He was a fisherman. But JC was thinking, I need to be going places. I need to be using River Jordan or all these rivers to get from point A to point B, from Jericho to Galilee. So I need someone with a boat. Logistic problems solved. Again, this Peter guy and his brother, buy one get one free, they are also goons. So that is free security in addition to logistics. At one point, JC will need to clear his taxes with the key area of that region. So why not hire a tax collector to show him to maneuver the taxes so that he can pay as little money as possible? Proper politician that he was. Then, he needed to expand to other countries, say Portugal. So let's get a Bartholomew. That will make us be accepted by the Portuguese crowd. Thank you guys. See you next time. Voila. Remember to keep it locked here at the sweet Sunday morning. Thank you. And lastly, before we go, and this is the last bit that I always forget to do. when you are thinking about rent, the price of transport has gone up because the price of petrol is up. You forget something. So I'm St. Mark, I'm a writer, an author. When I grow up, I will attempt a sit down and stand-up comedy, and I'm also doing fashion. Yeah, so in case you can check out my fashion items, including books and bags. Not books and bags, sorry, I'm so used to writing. Including bags, like this fancy handbag. You can always surprise your girlfriend. Make them forget that you forgot. Make them remember that you forgot to remember them during Valentine. So this is a perfect sorry gift. Or this one, in case you had promised her to take to Malindi, and now you have done your budget and you have found that you are rather short on shillings. So this one can give her 30